Well, we're here today. Welcome, Jodie.
Hello.
It's lovely to see you again.
Yeah, lovely to be here.
And it's great. Obviously, you brought with you. Explain what you've got. You're clutching on very tightly there too. What is it?
I do love this. I recently went to the Taxi Summit and was nominated, which was, I didn't even know I was being nominated, to be honest. So that was an amazing feeling in itself. But I actually went on to win Woman of the Year.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And
Absolutely.
you said you didn't realise you'd been nominated, so the whole awards you were just relaxing there, enjoying it.
Yeah, so I've kind of been. I think David Hunter, he knew, but I think he wanted me to have a bit of the surprise element. So he told me that because I'd been involved in the Taxi Summit boxing night in the summer, that there were some free spaces and all the boxers were allowed to come to enjoy the evening. So I was thrilled at that.
Yeah.
And then, kind of just went and enjoyed the evening, and towards the end of the evening, Woman of the Year nominations came up, and
you were like, what's going on here?
My picture came up, and I was like, oh my God, like...
I've been nominated, and then you go on to win it.
And I went on to win it, I was stunned, absolutely stunned, and genuinely, people took videos and stuff, and I genuinely had no idea, and it was an absolute honour to have been nominated amongst the women that were up on that screen. These are powerful, influential women within the industry, and all of which have inspired me throughout my career so far in the industry. So it was an honour just to, have my name amongst those people, let alone, go on to win. Amazing feeling,
and
absolutely amazing.
You're saying about those strong other women within the taxi industry who were nominated, but really that's been part of your story over the last 12 months because of your work with the females in the fleet.
Definitely,
so tell us what's been some highlights.
I think that's kind of been the start for me. Rachel from AAA Taxis, who's the founder of the Females in the Fleet movement, again, a very, very inspirational woman, and some of the stuff that she's done is amazing, absolutely amazing. But it was her that kind of started the journey for me, really, and I think she picked up on my passion for having more women within the taxi industry. It's always been a very male-dominated industry. And I'm a bit girl power, always have been since I was young. For me it was only natural to jump on board and help her to push and get the figures up and the stats up for women within the taxi industry. And it's come quite natural to me as well because it is a natural passion of mine. And the results, speak for themselves, I think, with how many women we've taken on as drivers and managers and just in our area, the UTG group within the Take Me group, the majority of the managers now are females, and the head controllers are women, which is great, and we've taken on a lot more women within, the driving fleet, which is, for me, is rewarding as it is.
Because you say for you, taxi industry has been in your blood since you were very young, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, yeah. So I worked for my dad. My dad had Lee Cabs, the taxi firm in Wellingborough. Didn't actually plan to be a part of it as such. He asked me to help out a couple of evenings a week, many years ago. Asked me to help out because he was short on controllers at the time. So I kind of agreed. Quite quickly picked up on some flaws within his system, his dispatch system, and kind of built from there. So when he started, he had 30 drivers, and when we sold Lee Cabs to the Bounds Group back in 2019, we had 129 cars of drivers in Wellingborough, active drivers, and 49 in the Rushden area. Yeah. So it kind of, I think sometimes your future's kind of paved.
Yeah, it works itself out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And now you're taking all that enthusiasm and, like you say, recruiting lots of females into the taxi industry as well as males.
Yeah, men as well. Yeah. I'm doing a really decent job, and I just think because I see them all as individuals. They've all got home lives. They've all got you know, they're people that have got children at home, and they're not just numbers on a screen for me. And I think that kind of shines through, and they do see that, they pick up on that. You know, they're all important people to the industry, and without drivers, we'd have no company. So
I know within the industry, that's one of the biggest sort of roadblocks at the moment.
It is,
It's getting enough drivers into everybody's fleets.
Yeah, but I think it's, you know, about delivering the message of how flexible the role is, and it's not just about driving from A to B all day, and you know, there's a lot more to being a taxi driver. And I think, you know, part of my role as recruitment manager is to deliver that message and create the awareness for people that may just consider the role. So yeah.
A lot of people watching this will have also seen that it's not just recruitment you do.
No.
It's also, you put some big gloves on this year, and you've done some fantastic work for charity.
That's right, yeah.
And for yourself personally, within boxing at the Taxi Summit. Award, well, not the awards,
the taxis, the Summer Taxi Summit
in June.
Yeah.
So talk us through that as well, because you've been working with the Frank Bruno Foundation.
That's right, yeah, and
I
still am now. So it was something I always wanted to do, but my age, back in when I was younger, it wasn't, you know, girls weren't allowed to box. They weren't meant to fight. They weren't meant to. But again, going back to the girl power thing, it was something I always wanted to do, but the avenues just weren't there. And I've toyed with it in my adult life for many years, and I went through a bit of a difficult stage last year, and basically the opportunity came up, and I just thought, you know, I need a focus, need something to work for. Wanted the honour of representing Take Me at a big taxi event, and it all just kind of fell into place. Then I've realised that I'd probably need to learn how to do some boxing rather than just walk into the ring and not really know what to do. Never even put any gloves on before the end of January. And there's a local foundation called the Frank Bruno Foundation, and they focus on mental health and mental well-being through fitness and coaching. And so I went along there and basically explained that I'd been in a bit of a dark place, but I was ready to move on and better myself, and that I needed to learn to fight. So they offered me some one-to-ones. The Take Me group, because I was representing them, kindly paid for some of the one-to-one sessions that I had. And yeah, didn't look back from there. So I've gone on since then, since the July fight, to do another one in September to raise more money for people that are coming through with mental health issues and people that are in rehabilitation and things. And yeah, it's kind of, I've found my love, I think. Yeah. And again, from a girl point of view, we're just about to start very soon a girl-only boxing class for girls that may feel a little bit, you know, pressured if there was lots of men involved. So yeah, it's just kind of.
So again, it shows us, Jodie, that you really are a leader within the taxi industry.
Yeah.
And I think that award is very well deserved. So
I would hope to think people do think that. I've questioned myself a few times, I'm not going to lie, but I do remind myself of you know, the progress I've made and the opportunities I've presented to other women and men within the industry. So yeah, I'm still very, very honoured though, very, very honoured. I'm privileged to be working with the Take Me group and all my colleagues around me that help me to do what I do quite effortlessly at times. You know, they are very supportive. And the company is as well. It's a great company to work for. So.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us today. I'm sure if anybody does want to get in contact with you, we'll put all your contact details in there for recruitment and that. Yeah. Just before you go, is there a chance of a rematch in the boxing next year? Maybe.
So, we'll have to wait and see. I think I've got another match. I've got another fight in April for the foundation again. Yeah. So I'm busy raising money for that at the minute and getting sponsors and things. I think there's talk of another Taxi Summit fight. Going to depend on a few things. I have spoke to my trainer. He's all, you know, behind it as long as everything is right. And of course, whether Hurricane Hayley wants the rematch or not. So we'll have to wait and see.
You just have to watch this space. Well, thanks a lot, Jodie, for joining us.
Thank you.
Well done again.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.